name is Tom Smith. I'm with Ingram Barge Company. I'm Vice President of Vessel Engineering. We have a fleet of 4,000 barges and 136 towboats. We're the largest provider of dry cargo transportation in the United States. Our primary commodity is coal. Secondary to that, we move grain, construction projects, and steels. Ingram Barge Company's mission is to provide good customer service in a zero-harm environment with a teamwork approach. We service all the inland river system from St. Paul to New Orleans, the Ohio River Valley, Tennessee and Cumberland rivers, and then we serve the Gulf Intercoastal Canal from Texas to Florida. We recently renovated the Ann Peters. The vessel is powered with QSK 60 Cummins and the twin disc 5600 gearbox. We installed the Quickshift on that vessel primarily because that boat is in an area that does a large amount of shifting and a lot amount of tow work along with the line haul service. The captain and the crew have been very excited about the performance of the boat. They've been very happy with the added features of the Quickshift, so it's been a great installation for us.
My name is Don Summers. I'm captain on the motor vessel Ann Peters, Ingram Barge Company. Today we've picked up 6 coal loads here at mile 192 on the Cumberland River. We'll be delivering them to Gallatin Steam Plant, mile 242 on the Cumberland. It's a 12-hour trip up to it with a double lock in between here and there. I've been on this boat since the first day it come out, a year ago last August. We've had no problems out of it whatsoever. This Quickshift, besides being smooth, easy to operate, it also has different settings on it. You have a cruise 1 there, and that's just about like running a boat normal. If you was working in a fleet, you could go to this express, and it'll allow you to adjust and work your wheels as much as you need to, either just very softly, or you can give you a little bit more to hold you a little firmer if you need to. Good system. We've actually had to do an emergency quick shift with it, from full ahead to full astern, to keep from taking a pleasure boat out. I was really amazed at how quick it shifted, and we was in reverse, and it did no damage to the gearboxes. Everything worked really, really well. I was surprised at it, and I'm not easy to impress.
As a pilot operates a boat, shift time is critical to them. The longer it takes for a clutch to engage, or the more abrupt it is, the more risk he has of a hard landing or damaging something. So a soft start or soft engagement is a huge advantage, and also a short interval from a stern to a head is very valuable to them.
I'm Michael A. Ray Sr. I've been with Ingram for 25 years. We work 24 hours a day. We work 6-hour shifts, and I come on at 11 in the morning and 11 at night, and the captain comes on at 5 in the morning and 5 at night. We very seldom stop. The twin disc don't get a break. We crank on the twin disc pretty hard all the time. We're about mile 209 and a half on the Cumberland River. We're just coming up through a relatively narrow stretch of river. We got 6 loads of coal, about 1,600 tons per barge. I came from old school towboating, where you take it out of gear, you let it rest, then you engage, then you back up. Or, if you were backing up, you do the same thing in reverse. You take it out of gear, let it rest, then you come ahead. It's different with these because it does shift quicker. When it's there, it's there. You don't have to worry about it. That crew, they go out there and make sure that we're ready to lock, that if we've got our lines in the right place. As we make our approach to the lock, they talk us in onto the good side of the long wall, and then once we get up on the long wall, they talk us in past the short wall and then into the tie-off points. The twin disc does help, especially when you come to a close situation like the lockings or when you're doing tow work. It helps. After they get the opposite lead on, they'll break our coupling, we'll back out with the stern tube and tie off, and they'll pull the first cut out when they get it raised up. The twin disc quick shift, it does make my job easier. It helps keep our crew more comfortable.
It's just good, smooth operation. One click, you're in gear. One click, you're out of gear.
They're bulletproof. Don't have any problems.
I've been working with twin discs since the beginning of my career in the river industry. Some of the first boats I was around and worked with in the early 1980s were equipped with twin disc, and a lot of those machines are still out there today.
Ann Peters departing northbound out of Old Hickory Lock. Ann Peters northbound out of Old Hickory. Ann Peters. I'll widen her out there, little dab, and see you on the twice.
On this particular run, it's 12 dockings a day. If you do something called a hop-on, hop-off, which is on weekends, up to 20 to 30 stops a day. I've been driving boats most of my whole life. I've had my first boat, I guess, when I was 12, 13 years old. Had one ever since. Worked on commercial crabbers, commercial tuna boats. I do transport boats from here to Connecticut, from here to Florida, Florida back up to here. I've been in the ferry boat business for the last 8-9 years on jet boats and wheeled boats. I'm in water taxi a little under a year, and I do this full time, and this is my main gig. One of the most critical parts of my job would have to be the safety of my passengers, which concerns mostly dockings. When you have to do 20, 30 dockings a day, you have to really have a dependable boat as far as transmissions, motors, and a good crew. But when you're docking 20 and 30 times a day, when you're a commuter boat captain, all different weather, all different times a day, all different parts of the year, and conditions up here in New York Harbor can change like you wouldn't believe. Right now it's calm, flat. By 4 o'clock this afternoon, if that wind turns around, you'll have 3 and 4 foot chop out here, maybe even higher. I've seen it at 5. You'll get gusts over here as high as 40 knots. You can never tell from the East River to the Hudson River from 1 minute to another. So you have to really watch your dockings. The new Quickshift is a real nice change. It's a very smooth transition. You don't have a big clunk. It's not like an air-controlled manual transmission where it really gives a bite, really gives a clunk. Unless your throttles actually let you know that you're going from a forwards momentum to a neutral to a reverse, you wouldn't even know it. The click, just the click on the controls, really basically lets you know. The transmission is being so smooth, catching so well, and digging in when you ask them to dig in. And there's no slip, no delay, and you don't have to be a cowboy with these controls. But if you have to be, they just slip right in and right out, and it's a pleasure that you know, even if you get into a tough situation, that she'll just shift right over for you. It's a pleasure to drive. And we have the same quick shift transmissions on 2 of the other larger vessels, such as this one here. Basically the same boat, same wheelhouse, same transmission, same engines. We did change some designs on some of the other boats. As we worked up to this boat, we have another boat being built also. The one thing we did keep was the quick shift transmissions because they've been so dependable. It's a much smoother application coming up to the dock. Pier 17, Rakowski. Yeah, we're standing off 17 here. Once demand's out of there, we're going to jump in there. It's an ebb tide now. Current's pretty ripping, but as soon as you hit this pier head, you have no current at all. So you get into your dock. Look forwards there, that's a 6-foot hole I gotta hit. Now you have the Zephyr to the port of me. That's probably about a $12 million boat compared to 2. If you see I'm shaping up, I gotta use a lot of wheel. Transmission, 1 click in reverse, 1 click in neutral, and it's a twin screw all the way over. I can just stand here basically. Once I come into where there is no current, I twin screw it with a hard port wheel. You didn't even feel it go into gear. It's just that the boat answers on what you ask it to do. Now I'm basically just on a starboard ahead, port engine in neutral. You can't even feel it go into gear or come out of gear. And then with the current underneath the pier head like this, about all I have is I have both engines clutched ahead. Then I twin screw again when I come in here to hit this 6-foot target. port engine aft, starboard engine ahead. Starboard engine aft, slide the stern over a little bit. Port engine ahead, try to lay on just a port defender. And it's just that easy. With these twin disc transmissions, anybody can do it. On a $2.3 million boat, you really don't want anything less than a Quickshift transmission in there because of the fact that you have 149 passengers on board and your responsibility is to get them there safe.
Our development of the Quickshift transmission was really a customer-driven product. We have a long history of that at Twin Disc. We developed the first trolling valve for marine transmissions. We developed the first down-angle marine transmissions. These were both in response to customer demand. Listening to our customers more recently, we found that they are more and more insistent upon a quicker shift. They can no longer accept the delay that is sometimes part of a reversal of transmission shift.
When we sat down to design Quickshift, we took more of an evolutionary approach by understanding the inadequacies in the marketplace of the existing transmissions. And we took the approach of trying to apply the products that we had from our land-based transmissions and seeing if that technology would be applicable to the marine transmissions. The features that we have in Quickshift that differentiates us from our competitors is the clutch itself. It's a dual area clutch whereby we can fill the small area up to 10 times faster than the traditional clutch. The ability to fill the small area with a proportional valve improves the clutch engagement time by at least 10 times. And that's been the issue with the old style transmissions before Quickshift. It was the engagement took at least a second.
What Quickshift does is it allows for a much faster engagement. The reaction time of the transmission clutch will be dramatically improved to a fraction of what it is on a standard transmission. We are talking about engagement times of around 50 milliseconds.
The 1 second delay was a problematic for traditional style marine transmissions for the fact that when you finally had the engagement, you had full clutch capacity, which caused the boat to lurch and could be sometimes detrimental to the driveline system.
Having Quickshift in your boat gives you smoother, quicker shifts, but it also gives you lower vibration. A lot of times you'll be operating in the full slip mode, partial slip mode, so you're going to be eliminating a lot of the vibrations from the engine and the propeller. That will add longevity to your transmission, your clutch, your flexible coupling, and other components in the powertrain. But the smooth shift will also greatly reduce shift shock, which will have a much better effect on your flexible coupling, and we think lower repairs in the long run.
As soon as the operator moves the handle, he feels the shift. He knows he's got a shift right away. It's a very soft shift. He doesn't feel it in his feet. He doesn't hear any loud banging. There's no clunk, but he can feel the props moving, and he knows he's got a positive shift.
Emergency situation, you can go from forward at a relatively high vessel speed to reverse without even thinking of damaging the transmission or stalling the engines.
Customers have the option to shift into a full shift in a cruise mode of operation, full clutch engagement, or they can select the shift in the express mode, which gives them automatic trolling and a very low propeller RPM.
The development of the controls with Quickshift allows us to provide to the user a seamless transition from troll to cruise, which was unavailable to the marketplace up until that point. It allows for easier docking, easier maneuverability within a harbor. First-time users of boats, it was a solution for them to have to be not as well trained as your seasoned captain.
In addition to the performance benefits of a Quickshift transmission, it's also built to the Twin Disc standards, tough and reliable under all circumstances.
Twin Disc has an 80-year history of reliability in the marketplace for marine transmissions. As an engineer, having the responsibility of maintaining that reliability was very important for us at Twin Disc.
In addition to the great benefits we're bringing to the pleasure craft boat owner, Our commercial customers are also demanding twin disc quick-shift transmissions. They've been applied in many commercial applications, from fishing boats to ferry boats to tugs, and all with great benefit to the owner-operators of these boats.
Our customers who have experienced it, even the skeptic customers, they were totally convinced from the first time they moved the lever on that transmission on that boat.
What we've done here with Quickshift is we've presented technology differentiation that the competition doesn't have. And when you can be on a vessel for the first time that has Quickshift and go to another vessel that doesn't have Quickshift, there's no comparison. People that I've talked to, people that have witnessed drive a Quickshift boat for the first time, never want to go back to a traditional style transmission.
And we're very happy to see our owner-operators selling the transmission system to their friends once they see how well they can operate a boat around the dock in crowded situations.
Several production boat builders told us that Quickshift will allow them to sell a larger vessel to a new boater because it's so much easier to use, it is so much more predictable even for the inexperienced.
We think that specifying Quickshift for your boat will help you in many ways. First of all, you'll have a lot more enjoyment in your boat. You'll have the confidence to operate it where you typically might not feel comfortable doing it. The safety of being able to operate with that confidence in and around other boats is a definite benefit, and overall, in the long run, we feel that the maintenance on your powertrain will be much less. I know the phrase, "you've got to feel it to believe it," is a catchy tagline, but in this case, it really is true. If you are having any problems finding a Quickshift boat near you, please call me in Racine, and I will put you in touch with a builder or dealer in your area so you can experience Quickshift too.